Today we're talking about mean, median, mode, and range, and we're going to use a list of numbers to do all of these things. Now, if you have an iPod Touch or a cell phone or a calculator, anything that has a calculator on it, you can bring that to class while we're using mean, median, mode, and range. So it's kind of a bring your own device to school. All right, now we're going to talk about median first, and median is the middle number in your list of numbers. Now, before you can find the median, you have to take your list of numbers and put them in order from the least to the greatest. I've already done that here, and I have two different lists. We're going to look at both. I have a list that has an odd number of numbers in my list and a list that has an even number. So if you look at my first list, I have 10, 20, 30, 52, and 71. So I have an odd number. I have 5 numbers in that list. So it's pretty easy to find the median. And what I do is I'll take my finger here on this end and again on this end, and then I move into the next set of numbers. And I keep moving in until I have one number here in my list. So anytime you have a list with an odd number of numbers in your list, there will be one number in the middle, which is your median number. Now let's look at a list with an even number. I have 10, 15, 20, 30, 52, and 72. So I have 6 numbers in that list. 6 is an even number. I'm going to do the same procedure. I'm going to start on each end. I'm going to work my way into the middle. But when I get to the middle, I have 2 numbers there in the middle. I have 20 and I have 30. I want to find the number that is in the middle of 10 and 71. So when I have 2 numbers in the middle, I'm going to add them together. So I've added 20 plus 30, which equals 50. Now I'm going to take the sum of those 2 numbers in the middle, and I'm going to divide it by 2. So I have 50 divided by 2 is 25, and 25 is my median number in this list of numbers. All right, let's look at mode. Mode is the number that repeats itself the most in your list. I think this is the easiest one. If I have a list of 36, 25, 42, 10, 37, 25, and 28, I notice that 25 is listed twice. Everything else is just listed once. So 25 repeats itself the most in this list. 25 is the mode. All right, let's look at the range. The range, to find the range, you have to do 2 things. One, you have to put your numbers in order from the least to the greatest. After that, you're going to take your largest number, and then you're going to subtract the smallest number in your list from the largest number. Okay, so let's look. I have a list of 36, 25, 42, 10, 37, 25, 28. I'm working with the same group of numbers. The first thing I have to do is put those numbers in order from the least to the greatest. 10, 25, 25, 28, 36, 37, 42. So to find the range, I'm going to take my largest number, 42. I'm going to subtract my smallest number, 10. And my answer here is 32. 32 is my range of numbers in this list. All right, now we're going to find the mean of our list of numbers. And there are 2 steps that you have to do for the mean. So we're going to take it slow. This is where you can use your cell phone, your iPod Touch, if you have anything, any device with a calculator on it. This is when you can use that device. We've already gone over the rules with your own devices in class, so please remember those while we're working. All right, the very first step that you need to do is add all your numbers in your list together. So here's my list. I left them in order from the least to the greatest. For the mean, it doesn't matter, but I already have them written that way. I have 10, 25, 25, 28, 36, 37, and 42. So to get your sum, you add all of those numbers together, and it just so happens to equal 203. And I know what you're doing. You're probably adding those together at your desk to see if the teacher made a mistake. It's 203. So this is my first step in my process. You're going to add all of the numbers in your list together. All right, let's move on to step number 2. Step number 2. After you have the sum of all of those numbers, then you're going to divide that sum by how many numbers you have in your list. All right, so let's look at the list. I have it written again. 10, 25, 25, 28, 36, 37, and 42. So I'm going to take the sum of all those digits. It just so happened to be 203. I'm going to divide it by 7. Where did I get 7? That's the total number of numbers in my list. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers in my list. So I'm going to divide 203 by 7, and that answer is 29. 29 is my mean of this list that I have here. Alright, so let's review the vocabulary words and what each one is. I have the median. The median is the middle number in your list. Remember that you have to make your list in order from the least to the greatest. The mode is the number that repeats itself the most number of times. 25 was my mode in our list that we had. Your range is the difference between your largest and your smallest number. So you take the largest number in your list, you subtract the smallest number in your list, and that gives you the range. The mean was a 2-step process. We did it a little bit at a time. It's your average of the numbers in your list. So you're going to add up all of the numbers in your list first, and then you're going to divide that sum by the total number of numbers in your list. Our number was 7.